All right, here we go. Welcome to the Basement Banter podcast. I'm your host, Drew. Next to my left is Brady, and behind the X's and O's is Nick, as always. This is episode 3, a little late this week. Had some technical difficulties. This is kind of a blessing in disguise, though, because we had the Stanley Cup finish last night, and the day we recorded was before Game 5, correct? Yes. Game 5 for the NBA, so it kind of works out. It's kind of like a better spot in the week, even though we try to be consistent, but it'll work out for this week. We'll be all right.
I don't know if I'll be all right, but we'll be all right.
Yep. Let's go right into the NBA. Get that out of the way. So Game 5, not great for our Pacers.
No, not great at all. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did expect them to win Game 5. It was just...
I did too.
It wasn't... Not game... That was Game 5. We're going into Game 6.
Yep, we're going to Game 6.
Yeah, I'm all fucked up. Tyrese is obviously hurt. You could see he's like barely walking up and down the court. He's trying. There's only so much he can really fucking do. Rick Carlisle is scheming up play styles with him, and they're scheming up play styles without him, so they're not really giving any insight on if he's going to play. Obviously, they're going to look very intently at him for over the next 36 hours, roughly, until game time. It's a game time decision, but good coaching philosophy to prepare the team for contingencies if he's going to play versus if he's not going to play.
I agree. If he's not
active,
if he's below
50%,
you got to sit him. I think the team will have a better chance of winning.
You're at home too. You're gonna have the crowd behind you.
Which is crazy to say because it's Tyrese, but it's unfortunately true. But I wouldn't count the Pacers out just because what we've seen from OKC is they're still very young, and they've made so many mistakes. Like they've lost so many games they should have won this playoffs. Like it wouldn't shock me if we still end up in a Game 7 even with Tyrese.
This is the pressure game.
Yeah,
this is the most pressure.
Tyrese,
this is the most pressure that they're gonna feel at any point. And obviously, I mean, you can go in there, win Game 6, and then Game 7, anything is possible. But it really depends on Tyrese's health if there is a Game 7. But Game 6 right now, take it day by day. Go into the field house, defend home court, give your fans one more home game. Even just leave everything on the line.
Yeah.
Don't let them come in there and smoke you.
Yeah, you can't, like, if they put up a really good fight, and this is like a in-between, inside 8 points, I would say, you can't be too mad. Especially without Tyrese. That's a good fight. As long as they keep it within reach the whole game.
I still think they can win Game 6. I mean...
I think they could.
After what we saw...
It's tough.
After what we saw before, after Game 4, to keep it 2-2, you never know. They might dip their toes in some fucked up shit to try and keep the Game 7 alive. It's good for business.
How about our boy Johnny Furphy, though? My guy. Getting almost 3 points, missed a free throw.
Hey,
he got 2 on.
All I'm saying is...
He could be the sleeper pick for Game 6.
Jesus Christ.
Get him on the court.
Sleeper pick, yeah. If you have fucking insomnia.
Listen, man, first a dog.
I'm not disagreeing. He's just not playing. But hey, to all those people that hate the Pacers, specifically Eastern Conference teams, Johnny Furphy has more finals points than Jalen Brunson and Joel Embiid. So suck on that, pussies.
My MVP
I'm going
for the
to,
Pacers
actually, I want to.
throughout the season is Rick Carlisle, though. I don't think they make it this far without him.
I think it's Nesmith. I think Nesmith's... the emergence of Nesmith this season has been ridiculous. His three-point shooting has taken an extreme leap. For some reason, it's the same Nesmith as last year with a better jumper and more composure. Because before, he was kind of just sporadic and would just fucking run all over the place and do these crazy-ass bullshit nonsense. You'd throw your hands up like, how the fuck do you even do that? I couldn't even do that if I tried. But he's figured out the composure aspect of it, so now he's not doing the stupid shit and making the right basketball play on top of playing elite defense. So I think Nesmith has been fantastic.
And someone's got to talk to Benedict Mathurin about missing free throws.
He looks like so... Game 4, dude.
He might have a worse field...
Game 4,
shooting percentage from the free throw line than Shaq.
I bitch about it, dude. But fuck, he missed some clutch free throws in Game 4. Some really clutch free throws in Game 4.
Yeah, he's looking real rough. That's not good. he fucked over my bet with those two. Had him 10
I know.
plus. 5 after the first. Couldn't get it done. Can't have that. Let's stick with NBA. So, we have Game 6, which will be Thursday.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow. So this actually will come out probably after Game 6. So we really don't know. Just for clarification, my prediction was OKC in 7. So I got to root for the Pacers here. I don't really have a choice. You were Pacers in 6, which you're going to root for the Pacers anyways. But that prediction's not correct, unfortunately.
No shit, Sherlock.
Nick, what was yours?
What? Which one?
What was your prediction for the NBA Finals?
I don't even think he had one.
I had OKC
And what?
7.
7. Okay, so me and you both had OKC in 7. So we need the Pacers to win this, and then OKC to finish them off in 7. But I mean, just as a fan, I want to see a 7th game. I think it would be great just being a fan. I mean, I'm not a fan of either team, so
Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
just for me to watch.
I'm going through my own personal fucking hell right now. But besides that, Desmond Bain was traded in between this little time span. Desmond Bain was traded for 4 first-round picks, a pick swap, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Cole Anthony. So Desmond Bain is now part of the Orlando Magic, which obviously the draft picks is kind of an overhaul, but the Desmond Bain thing is you get him for 4 years. He's another person that can create a shot next to Paulo. He's shooting that they didn't have before, and he fits their defensive scheme. So it's a fit that could potentially be made in heaven. But fuck, 5 first-round picks, 4 of them being unprotected is just like,
It's too much, man.
god damn.
It's too much. Teams will, too many GMs are like this. They're willing to sell their fucking souls, man, for short-term gain. And you really don't know what you're going to get. Like you said, it seems like a good fit. Are they going to win more games?
Yeah.
Probably. But, are they going to win the finals off of this? I mean, you just sold your soul for a guy who,
They're a second-round team now. The problem is I don't know what...
Unbelievable.
I don't know.
It makes no sense to me. I don't understand how anybody can think like this. Like, you're selling your soul. And, this GM's probably... What, is he on the hot seat? I don't even know. Was he on the hot seat?
No. Drafted Paulo. How can you be on the hot seat when you draft Paulo? In a draft where Jabari Smith was projected to go over number 1 overall, and you said no and picked Paulo over Jabari.
You can still
and
be
Chet.
in the hot seat, though. Drafting's just one part of the game. You got to win.
They made the playoffs the past 2 years after not making
but the problem is,
playoffs
if this doesn't work out, then you got to get rid of him. I mean, you sold your soul. I mean, you have to win. I mean, this is like, if you give away 5 first-round picks, you have to make the conference finals, bare minimum, in the next 2 years. Otherwise, you got to be gone. Any owner who has any respect and integrity has to let you go. I mean, that's unheard of. I mean, it's disgusting, to be honest. I mean, it makes no sense. It's borderline insanity. I mean, for this guy, I mean, this isn't even like, Steph Curry. I don't know what we're talking about here.
I mean, don't undermine Desmond Bain. He's really
Is
good.
he bringing you to the conference finals, though?
It's another 25 point per game scorer who shoots over 46%.
But does he bring you
from
to the
three.
conference finals?
I mean, that team's already really fucking good, and that just adds the one thing that they have clearly been missing is shooting. And it's not like he's shooting that adds shit bum defense. It all just depends on how it pans out.
If they don't make the conference finals, you let the guy go. I mean,
They have 4 years of Desmond Bain. I don't think I don't know. Knicks and Pacers kind of might have the East in a monopoly for the next 2 years. So unless the Magic can pull off some miraculous bullshit, but you never know. A lot of playoff.
well, I mean,
runs are
only
luck.
time will tell, but my guess is this guy gets carried out of that town in a fucking shopping cart at best. KD was in the news, said he wanted to go to New York. Smart move by the Knicks, not taking him. Would have made no sense. At this point in KD's career, I don't see any kind of package that... he's getting older. What team needs him? And is he really going to help you?
It's Kevin Durant.
It's Kevin Durant, but yeah. What do you got to give up? I mean, this is the same thing. Like, what do you got to give up to get him? And, like...
Well, it's only 1 year of Kevin Durant.
I mean, he's been a problem with injuries. We know that. So, if you're like, we have to win this next year, selling out, I can maybe get it. But for any other team, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot fucking pole, unless if it's for bags of chips on the dollar. So
the top teams right now is he's either gonna go to the shit. I didn't mean to kick that. He's either gonna go to the Raptors or the Spurs, and that's just, I mean, that's eliminating everything else. The best possible packages can come from Toronto or San Antonio, because you'll either see I don't know, like a KD package. Is that like Stephon Castle? But even that's like too much. The number 2 pick maybe. The Raptors are offering the number 9 pick, and it would be like the number 9 pick in Emmanuel Quickley, which doesn't seem like a lot, but Emmanuel Quickley is fucking great. And then you also probably get Jakob Poeltl, who's a center that the Suns need, and the number 9 overall pick. I mean, the Suns could do a quick franchise swap with that one trade. That could help them immensely. So you never know. It's going to be best package. I genuinely don't think that the organization of Phoenix gives any fuck of what Kevin Durant wants, because that's a GM who's on the hot seat. You trade for Bradley Beal. That's an awful trade. No trade clause. You do this Kevin Durant shit. After going to the finals, your team's been ass. You made it to the finals in 2020. You haven't even been close to scratching that since, and you've just been shuffling the team around. The only consistent piece is Devin Booker. So something has to change. We'll see if he can actually make some moves that get some value out of the shit that he dug himself into. And if he does, he gets to keep his job for a little longer. If not, that is a GM who you might see get fired. You could see a midseason firing or some shit like that. Like some crazy shit in Phoenix. Like, there's a bomb going to go off in Phoenix soon. It's just a matter of time how long it takes.
I don't disagree.
Allegedly, the deadline for Phoenix is, I believe it is, they said within the next week or so.
Okay. All right, let's move on straight to the NHL. The NHL Stanley Cup finishes. Panthers win 2 in a row. Congrats to Florida. Has been a lot of repeats, man. It's very hard to repeat in any sport. I mean, that is, even making the championship feels damn near impossible for a lot of teams, and borderline, let alone winning it, and then winning it twice in a row. I mean, fans could only dream of your team ever winning a championship twice in a row. These days, at least. I mean, back in the day, it happened way more. But
fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah. Sam Bennett wins the Conn Smythe. This is deserved. He was the best player in the playoffs for Florida. Brad Marchand was undoubtedly the best player for them in the finals, the Stanley Cup. But as far as just the playoffs as a whole, Sam Bennett was the best. I thought maybe Brad Marchand was going to be able to steal it from him, but
I had money on Marchand.
Yeah, I think it went to the right guy at the end of the day. I would say the
right guy, but not the guy I had my money on.
Yeah. So the wrong guy for us, right guy for the
league. But that
seems the way things usually go.
But
wrong guy for us, right guy for the league.
We'll always take what's best for the sport. I'm not saying that at all.
This is kind of the bigger one here, is with McDavid. A lot of people say he might even be the best player of all time. He's certainly the best player today and has been for a few years now, which, I mean, you can't doubt his greatness at this point. But when we get into this, he's lost 2 in a row. He's the first captain to lose 2 Stanley Cups in a row since probably the fucking 70s or 60s.
That's insane.
But in fairness, how many people go to the 2 in a row? Not easy.
I mean, that's kind of the problem with ring culture nowadays, though.
Yeah, it depends. When you talk about greatness, the problem is
LeBron,
how much do you care about winning?
Because like LeBron said it the other day, he was like, I think we diminish some players' careers because they didn't end up winning a ring, but it also is a disservice to how great they really were. Like,
that's true, but I've always been someone who I'm somewhere around winning matters, but it's not the biggest thing. But the problem is
it's also situational, though.
Yeah, I know, but you can't be the best in this, best of all time, considered a GOAT, if you never win the big one.
That's not. Yeah, no, but I'm talking
You
like
gotta have the
like
big
Steve
one.
Nash. Like Steve Nash's career
Yeah.
is completely underrated, and I think it's because he didn't end up winning a championship. Charles Barkley,
It's true.
phenomenal basketball player who's not going to win a championship. Russell Westbrook, James Harden. These are all fantastic players who are probably never going to win a championship, and you're not going to appreciate them because, well, it's not that you're not going to appreciate them. It's that, you know,
It's disappointment.
it's
more.
it's disappointing.
It's like when your dad
Yeah.
says, "I'm not mad, I'm disappointed." That's really what
It's
it
just
is.
it sucks. Like Allen Iverson, dude. That's a prime example of a player who's so is fucking anomaly. Got them to the finals, stole a game in LA, and then
Yeah.
they couldn't win because his team was shit. But like that's a player who
As a football coach, I forget who had said it. I think it was the Colts head coach. I could be mistaken. I forget his name. Was you play to win the game, and that kind of sticks in this conversation. Is at the end of the day, I mean, it is like at the end, it really is all about winning in these leagues. Like you have to win.
Yeah, but if you play a winning style of you can play a winning style of said sport.
You can never be on the team. You
Exactly.
Can never have the right team
So
around
that's
you.
why I think it's kind of hard to gauge it.
Yeah, it's extremely hard to gauge it. But the problem, you can never discount winning, but you can never
Like if
fully count it.
Luka never wins a ring, Luka never wins a ring in his career,
Oh,
but it
he'll be
continues the
Well, people talk about him, but he won't ever be in that
but it continues the
conversation.
amazing output that he's been doing.
He'll just be like Steve. Yeah, I mean, people will be like, oh, he was one of the best players of his era, but they'll never put him with.
Like imagine if Giannis never won a ring, or Dirk, or
Yeah,
Kevin Garnett. You think they'd be talked about the same?
no.
So like that's what I'm just. That's just a slight point. Like
To never win a ring, but
It's-
like to still be talked about like you're one of the goats. You have to be like some kind of
Like
fucking
Reggie Miller?
anomaly. You have to be like some kind of anomaly, like like a Reggie
literally
Miller,
like a Reggie Miller.
or like a Shaq, like someone where like it was like you had to watch him. Like that, like when Shaq was in the league, it was like in his prime, it's like you just like had to watch. Like what the fuck is
Drew
this guy?
does know that Shaq has 5 rings. He's not.
No, yes. I'm just saying
that has to. I
be
want to.
a player.
No,
like
I know.
Shaq
I know. I need
anomaly.
to clarify that immediately. That he is not an absolute imbecile, and he knows that Shaq has won his fair share of.
We kind of got off topic there with McDavid, but it was still kind of part of the conversation.
Yeah, but it kind of
But
it kind of
flowed-
made
it flowed
sense.
there. With McDavid, I think a lot of people still think he's going to get one, but at the end of the day,
How old is McDavid now?
he's not extremely old. If I had to guess, I think he should be late 20s.
I can look that up. Keep talking.
Look that up. If I'm gonna say 28 right now, 29. I forget his age.
28.
28. Yeah.
28.
So
Just turned 28.
he has a lot of time, and I would say he probably has another as far as being the best player in the league, probably another 3 years of that, if I had to guess, unless there's someone really just comes out of the gates within these, which you never know. But McDavid, his skill is unmatched. He is one of those guys where he's like an anomaly where you have to watch him.
Would you say it's an undisputed best player in the league?
Yeah.
It's just he's
It's
just
not close.
Not close.
I mean, at least, yeah. I mean, people even some people already have the argument that he's better than Gretzky. He's definitely more skillful than Gretzky. I mean, that's in my opinion at least. Is he the best player of all time? I mean, he's got to get that big one for me to ever put him in that category. But the Oilers,
does he leave?
everybody
or does he
was
stay?
cheering for them because you had the videos of them getting all crying and getting all upset and getting fired. And then before they lost last year,
Are they
fired up.
were they the dogs?
Yeah.
Everyone loves an underdog story. I mean,
Well,
for-
'cause so
for-
last-
for
well,
some
last year
unless
they
you're the
played the
Pacers,
Panthers.
unless you're the Pacers, they hate the Pacers as underdogs. But usually America rides with the underdogs when they come
Yeah.
to unbiased fans.
When you had last year against the Panthers, there was a lot of filming of their locker room when they went down 3-1. McDavid get firing the guys up, the comeback 3-3, and then they ultimately lose. You see them, obviously visibly upset that they just lost Game 7. I mean, who wouldn't?
I know. You'd
A lot of crying. You can't blame them.
be fucking distraught.
Yeah, I mean, you got those people. Oh, they're grown men. They should be.
No.
Give me a fucking break.
Stop.
Man. This is something you dream about when you're you become sentient and around
I was gonna
5
say.
years
I was gonna say
old.
this is it's like everyone's childhood dream to go
Yeah.
into a Game 7 and win a championship on the
just
biggest
winning
stage.
a championship in
Just
your
winning a
favorite
championship
sport
in your
or the
favorite
sport you played
sport.
since you're young in general.
Like
yeah.
even getting to the pros, it's just I don't know. People that do that crying. You know what bothers me the most though?
What?
Like the fans crying.
That doesn't bother me.
Really? Seeing like some random like 24-year-old like guy like in the stands just like bawling his eyes out.
I mean, if the Jets won the Super Bowl, I would cry.
That's fair.
Undoubtedly. Like, there's no doubt I would cry.
No, I just saw a video of like a Thunder fan crying.
Like, the thing
and I
is,
was
like,
just
the weird thing is, like, if they went to the Super Bowl and lost, I don't think I would cry. Because I'd be like, wow, they actually made it. But if they go to the Super Bowl and win, yeah. I'm going to cry for like 5 minutes and then party's on. I'm part of the team at that point. Like, I'm going up to whoever the quarterback is and I'm saying where we're going. Where are we going?
what bar are we hitting?
Yeah, like, oh yeah, where the fuck are we going? Because I'm there.
And I'm drinking.
So that's enough about McDavid. Panthers partying right near my house down in Florida.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
About 15 minutes away. Marshawn, and there's a lot of thank you Boston chants going on around him. Whatever, guys. I'm very happy for Marshawn that he won. I was cheering for the Panthers, but
knock
give me
that
a fucking break.
Yeah, knock
Would
that
you?
shit off. Tired of that.
All right, let's do our.
You want to talk about the lip real fast? Because we're not really gonna touch baseball, but we can just.
Let's go. We'll talk about it next week. I feel like let's talk about the lip and
You wanna
let's do a more MLB focused episode next.
Let's
week.
all right. We'll give the lip a week of games before we can rip into that scumbag.
Yeah. Maybe rip into Boston fucking management.
No, we're gonna rip into the lip. He's not on the team anymore. So
Let's go right into our overrated, underrated.
All right, I'm gonna just swing the mic over to Nick. He's been quiet for a while, so how about you lead us off, scumbag? And can you also pass me a drink while you're at it?
Sure.
Yeah, overrated, underrated. You're good.
Gotcha. So,
Here you talk.
for this week, I have overrated
You're good.
live service,
Things.
Nick just gave me a spicy marg.
or rather, live service games are egregious.
Such as like,
Such
if
as
you don't know live service games, such as like Destiny. Technically, WoW is a live service game
technically,
on a
but
technicality, but
more more towards like Destiny.
Did you say
that-
it's harder than a lit crack pipe?
Yeah, I'm turning on the AC.
My God.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'll take some AC cooling.
No, but in terms of like Destiny or that fucking Suicide Squad game, it just sucks money out of your pockets.
Well, it's like
You have to pay. You basically have to pay to win.
especially in the competitive ones, like
especially-
Destiny, when it was competitive, you had to actually pay to be able to do the stuff, to be able to get the equipment. Because if you miss an expansion, you're literally almost an entire tier worse than them.
No, yeah, it's just so unbelievably egregious to. Hold on. Anyhow, it's just egregious how you have to.
Out of the stand.
Shut up.
It's so stupid that you have to, like, let's put Destiny in, for example. Every 6 months to a year, you have to pay $30, $40, $50 to get a new fucking expansion to be able to compete in PvP or in a
I
raid.
never actually played Destiny,
I played Destiny 1.
so it sounds like I'm not missing out. on
Destiny
much.
1 was great.
Destiny 1 on release,
That-
like that first,
yes.
6 months of Destiny 1 was elite. Playing that shit blind was fun, dude. They don't need to fucking hear me. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
Is Destiny 1 like single player or do you have multiplayer?
It's multiplayer. It was multiplayer did it have?
Is the
it
whole
had
thing multiplayer?
the whole thing's multiplayer.
Player versus
Yeah,
environment.
PVE, but there was also PvP.
It was a player versus environment MMO.
Okay.
Yeah, but
That nerd shit.
it would pretty much. And also things like 2K, especially this year's. You have to pay $50, maybe more, to be able to get a good build, and it just sucks the money out of your pockets, and it's just so fucking soul crushing.
You want me to go next?
Anyways, I'll pass the mic back to Brady.
All right, Drew, get cracking, scumbag. Let's hear what you got to say.
Did we already start it?
Yeah. Stupid motherfucker.
And also, I'd just like to say this episode is brought to you by Surfside. Drink it because I do.
Not sponsored at all.
We're not sponsored.
I would love to be, but
We would
you
love
know.
to be sponsored by Surfside.
Yeah, but we need to at least have like 6 people listen to 600
So-
people.
My overrated of the week is WNBA players, man.
Oh God.
And I'm not saying, I don't know how to phrase it in overrated, underrated, because I'm not saying like WNBA players are overrated in their skills. I'm
That's
saying
what it sounds like.
these WNBA players, man, they're on they've been doing this since like 2010, complaining about not getting paid, while nobody watches the fucking league. They used to be on like ESPN2 at like 3 a.m. They would run reruns. That's the only airtime they used to fucking get. Pause it. What the fuck? Where was I? At this point?
Something NBA, WNBA,
Oh,
overrated.
so yeah, nobody fucking watches them.
Trying to defend yourself.
At ESPN, like they used to be on. I remember as a kid, they were on ESPN like fucking 2 at like 3 a.m. for watching reruns. That's when like the only time like WNBA was on the fucking TV.
They're packing out stadiums now.
Yeah, now they're packing out stadiums because of one person, and her name is fucking Caitlin Clark. I mean, these girls, they've been complaining about this shit for years about not getting paid. Nobody watches the fucking games.
They're punching their meal ticket.
And and this is Caitlin Clark. Now, I'm not going to compare the fucking Michael Jordan on like skill or anything, but I'm going to compare the Michael Jordan as far as like someone who's influencing outside of the sport. Like her reach is so massive, and they want to do shoes. You can't tell. There's going to be girls in every city and every town in America who are going to buy fucking Caitlin Clark shoes at this point because she's this big of a star. They've never had a star like this. This is someone who you're getting people.
This is
who may not even like I've never watched the WNBA, but like when Caitlin Clark's on the TV, like if she's in the playoffs, I want to watch. Like I genuinely want to watch her play. She's exciting to watch. She's the first player in that league who's legitimately fucking exciting.
So, I mean, on a technicality, I mean, technically, superstardom has also been defined by being able to fill up a stadium and having people come to see you.
Yeah.
So technically, I mean, I'm not saying that she is, because talent-wise, she's not, but she is the first technical superstar the WNBA is really seeing.
Her influence is so wide, and these girls
It's
are
because it's the main thing,
like
the main
fucking-
thing with her is it's the way she plays basketball is she's just so exciting to watch because you see her and she takes like these step back fadeaway half court threes and they're just fucking cash. Like she makes that game exciting. And I don't know, people hate her. And it makes it better because they're chippy, so fuck it.
in the WNBA. Like, listen, I'm not saying you have to protect Caitlin Clark like a baby doll. She needs they need the same rules that apply to every player needs to apply to her.
Where's
What I'm saying
the
is
security guard? Where's James Johnson?
when we're looking at cheap shots, I mean, like you're destroying your own way to make. Like you've been complaining about not making money. She's your fucking ticket to making money. She's it. There's nobody else. It's not you. No one wants to watch you. They want to watch her. So I mean, it's either you deal with it and make more money and ride the fucking train, or get the fuck out of the way.
Well,
like
unless your name's Asia Wilson. That bitch is nasty.
Yeah, but I don't even know. See, I don't know who that is. Like, she's not reaching the audience. Like this, Caitlin Clark is the only one like, people want to see her, and like people like she's like a ticket you want to get. She's like a fucking prize fighter at this point. Like, like if you can, why are you hurting your only chance to actually become mainstream? Like the WNBA is not mainstream, and now it might become mainstream because of one player, and you're trying to fucking take her out because you're fucking jealous or just overall just an idiot. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. It should make any. You can't explain it with some of these people.
I mean,
like the decision making
their biggest
process.
their biggest problem is they think that this entire time, like this is, I mean, they think the entire time they deserved respect because they think that their game is just as good. Which, I mean, it's not the fact that they're shit bums. It's like that at all. Like that's not the point. It's
No.
She made it entertaining and brought viewers into the sport. And don't punish her for that. Praise it and capitalize on it.
Exactly.
It's a business. This is the ticket for you to go back into the fucking green. Stop ruining it and take advantage, please.
Exactly.
Like it.
Just ride the wave. I mean, not everybody loved fucking Michael Jordan,
No, but they're every single.
but like he
all
pushed basketball
all
to become
leagues have had their downs.
worldwide.
The
Yeah.
NBA had their lockout season.
Yeah.
The MLB when MLB was struggling for a little while, and then they got the pitch clock and they started making it a little more entertaining per se. I'm not even looking.
If the WNBA, if Caitlin Clark gets hurt and the minute she starts fading into obscurity without having some massive success within the league, the second the league just falls back into obscurity.
Well, the good
again.
thing is now.
It's been obscure since it was created. Nobody watches it.
But the good thing is now with her is more eruption of these players and people focusing on women college basketball.
Yes.
So you're starting to see more of
But
excitement.
you need more of her though, because
No, I know,
we haven't
I know,
seen
but
enough.
the good thing is
to really build a
just
fan base.
already with what she's done so far is people are starting to watch the WNBA, women's college basketball, and pay attention to the sport as a whole more, which will bring more money into it, which will bring better equipment. You know how it goes. It's literally just a domino
Exactly.
effect. But stop. Just accept it. Stop being so hateful. I understand you're mad because you wanted the same respect as everyone else throughout all the seasons. But doesn't mean you start acting like a little bitch now. Yeah, take what you get, and you have an opportunity. I think we're getting a little carried away though.
Yeah.
So I think my one was underrated, and it was draft pick protections. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I think I talked about it plenty on the Desmond Bain thing, so I'm going to keep it short just so we can just keep blitzing along. But I don't know. I feel like draft protections are underrated. You see a lot of unprotected picks move nowadays. Like, for example, why not do a lottery protection? Why not protect yourself if the pick falls in the lottery? You get it back. You lose a later pick, but at least if you're shit that year, you get your pick back and you don't have to lose everything.
True.
Now you lose everything, and like, let's say, God forbid, like, my bad, but let's say like Paulo gets hurt. God forbid Paulo gets hurt, or anyone gets hurt, and you're shit. Now you got no protection. Your picks are fucked. Memphis owns your picks, and Memphis is doing a little rain dance with them too, dancing in circles.
Yeah.
But that's enough. Like I said, underrated are draft protections. I think they're underused, underappreciated, and need to be used more.
All right. Let's get right into our pick of the week. Nick, why don't you start us off again?
Yeah. I wanna ride with you.
So, for this week, I have I don't know how the fuck to pronounce these names. Fiziev versus Bahamondes, over 2.5 rounds.
Say the sport.
In the fucking UFC.
UFC on Saturday.
UFC on Saturday.
All right, and we're back. Nick just finished off his pick.
Swing it back to Brady.
All right. First thing I want to say, you just hit my amber, Nick, you piece of shit.
No, I didn't see it.
That's fucked up. I was playing Pokemon. I was playing Pokemon Crystal before we started this.
It's broken.
Again?
Once is crazy.
You know-
Twice is...
I was gonna say that'd be technically 2 amber nicks that you've broken.
In fairness, you put it on top of the fridge.
That's true.
On
Dude,
the door.
the crazy part is I didn't even realize I put it on the hinge of the freezer door.
Yeah, just open.
Yeah, for context, we were hammered one night and I put it on top of a fridge in our Airbnb, and Drew opened up the freezer and it just fell and smashed, and then it was just over.
What was even in the freezer? I don't even know what I was trying to get.
We put a bottle in there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We put a bottle in there because we wanted it chilled.
Yeah,
but
bad
so my
timing.
pick is hopefully we have it out before game time. We should, because the game's at 8:30. But I'm taking the Pacers plus 6.5. I mean, I just see the world of. I think I said it to you last year. The one game that the Mavericks won in Dallas.
Yep.
Um,
And go.
like I said, so the one game that they won in Dallas was kind of like, oh, Celtics are gonna, go in there, win it away, but No, I could see OKC, like, Pacers win at home game 6. And then OKC goes back to OKC, and that's where they close it out. But anything can happen in game 7. But I like the Pacers plus 6.5. I think 6.5 is a lot of points for a closeout game. I think I don't see them not making it a fight. So I like those odds.
Yep, and I'll finish off here. My pick is Magomedov on Friday around 6 o'clock on the PFL card. Episode should be up by then. He's minus 140 at the time. I don't know what he is now. Probably around the same. It's gonna be a tough fight, but Magomed he's up and coming fighter. He's one of the best in the PFL. He's very tough to beat. He has that Dagestan style. He's going to control the fight, I believe, for at least 2 rounds. I think he's going to be able to get the decision. And I'm not going to go too much more into that because I really don't need to. I feel like all you guys really need to hear was Dagestan win 2-round
Yes.
favorite.
I kind of want to.
He should. I'm 0-2, by the way. I'm fucking struggling here. I need a win, so I'm going back to the bread and butter. UFC.
I am 1-1. Nick is 1-1. Drew's 0-2.
Yep. So I'm gonna be making a comeback. I am guaranteeing at least 2 wins in a row these next 2 weeks. So guaranteeing.
Oh god, he hit him with the guaranteed.
All right. Why don't we get into our NFL over/unders as our last segment?
I kind of want to chug this spicy margarita in the worst way.
It's disgusting.
I know.
Spicy margarita.
Yeah, Nick gave me a spicy marg.
That's gross.
Yeah, I kind of want to chug it though.
Dude, this game we're watching is almost 40-0.
Yeah, this is wild. All right.
It's a fucking beatdown.
Do you want to do a pause real quick, and then we can get everything set up for the
Yeah, let's
lines?
do a pause.
All right, Nick, hit a pause. And we're back. So we're going to do the NFL over-unders. These are NFL.com's website. So they have the exact win totals. I don't know if it's DraftKings or FanDuel. I'm just going to assume... The lines below are provided by Caesars Sportsbook and Casino as of 3 p.m. on Wednesday, May 14th. Otherwise noted below. So, subject to change. But as of right now, the Baltimore Ravens are set at 11.5. We'll start with them at the very top.
Over.
Over? I'm going to go under. I think they win 11 games.
11.5.
I think they win 11.
I don't think they're in an extremely tough division with the Browns being useless. The Steelers, we really just don't know what you're going to get from Rodgers. And with Lamar, as long as Lamar stays healthy, he was a lot better last year, and Derrick Henry, I think they can get to 12 wins. It's going to be close. It's going to be right around that 11-12 mark. And then I think a big thing is really just depends if that Week 17 game is going to be like an actual game. Like, will they need?
If they need to try,
is it going to be a throwaway game for them, or is it going to be a game they need to play?
Buffalo Bills, 12.5.
Oh God,
I might take the under.
That's high, but the division sucks.
13 wins is a lot. I'm going the under.
It's a lot, but they're going to go 5-1 in the division. So there's 5. I don't like their coach, though. I'm going to have to go under, too. But I think they're going to get 12.
Chiefs.
13.5?
It's 12.5.
12. I think
they get 12, but I don't.
Yeah.
13's a lot of wins. Kansas City Chiefs, 10.5.
Over.
I think over as well.
It's Patrick
I think
Mahomes
they
and
get
Andy
11.
Reid.
It says the Broncos. It says push, so that means it's 500 essentially.
Well, that's fucking weird because you have 9-8 or 8-9. So I guess it means push means if you bet the under 8-9, you win. If you bet the over 9-8,
so I think it's minus 110 all around. So whenever it says push, I'm gonna assume it just means completely even line. So
that means 8.5. I would assume. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go over. I think they get 10 wins.
Yeah, I'll go over on them.
It says we'll just move on because that one's garbage. Chargers 9.5. I think that's an over slam.
Yeah, Harbaugh. I'm a big believer in the Harbaughs. Tough football play style, old school football, run the ball, build up the trench.
Do we dare call that a way too early lock?
I would agree.
What? He said I'm hitting the mic with the phone, apparently. You could have just said that.
Yeah, just say it next time, because that just makes us fucking pause.
Because I was just, like, confused for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can move the phone away. We're not, like, fucking professionals here, man. There can be some blunders that they can be recorded. Shit happens.
All right, keep going.
Cincinnati Bengals, 10.5. I'm going to go under. I think they win 10 games. I don't know about 11.
They had such
Their
a
defense
shit
is just
draft,
so
I think.
bad.
Yeah, I know, and I think they drafted a bad defensive end too. I think he stinks.
And we still don't even know what Trey Hendrickson is doing. If Trey Hendrickson's playing or getting
it's
traded.
so hard to bet against Joe Burrow, but
Yeah, but dude, 11
10.5.
wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under. Yeah.
Houston Texans, 9.5.
Oh,
Shit division, probably the best team in that division.
these are good over.
They'll probably go 5. They'll probably go 5-2 in the division. No, 5-1 in the division.
I'll
right?
go over.
Yeah, so I'll go over. They're gonna get at least half those
they'll win
games
the
divisionally.
division.
7.5 for the Dolphins.
2. I think over. I think they'll get 8 with Tua.
I agree. Steelers 8.5.
As much as I hate to say it, 8.5 for the Steelers. I'm gonna go over. Steelers never get a losing record. They'll go 9-8.
I mean, Rodgers and Decaf should be enough to get you anything.
They'll
right?
get 9-8, and their defense is good too.
7.5 for the Patriots.
Under.
I agree.
I don't get this hype around the Patriots. I really don't.
I think they're a 6-win team.
There's no proof that Drake May even is anybody. I mean, I really don't know where this is coming from. They were 5.5 at the start, and I don't know. You cannot fucking convince me that Stephon Diggs buys you 3 more wins. It doesn't add up in my opinion. Maybe another win or 2, but he's not. He's not Justin Jefferson.
And Vrabel, you know.
Yeah, but it was 5.5 even after Rabel got there, and then it was.
And then Will Campbell and Stephon Diggs bought them like 3 wins essentially.
Yeah,
4
and
wins.
Will Campbell, I don't even think is going to be that's another thing. I think Will Campbell is going to be. He's going to be a good offensive lineman throughout the NFL. He's going to play in the NFL for a long career.
But I think you know what his ceiling is.
Do I think he's going to be a tackle? No, because his arms are too short, and I don't think he's in the right player for. I think he's going to move the guard, and he's going to have a great career at guard. But for an average tackle, I mean that's just. It's not gonna get them where they need to be 8 wins at this point. It's not gonna happen. So I gotta go under.
Jaguars 7.5. The next
Under.
few teams are 7.5. I agree. I hate the Jaguars personally.
I actually
Colts,
like the Jaguars, but
Colts,
as a team,
Colts 7.5. I'm gonna go over. I think that they can scrap up 8 wins.
I'm gonna go under.
Regardless.
Anthony Richardson's just gonna get hurt again.
Yeah, but their backup's Daniel Jones, and I think Daniel Jones is good enough to get that team 8 wins.
Daniel Jones is too hated on because he can hold the fort as a
And
back. He's a good backup to have.
Dude, they have a good defense. Zaire Franklin.
I'm still gonna go under.
I think they can scratch 8. The division is shit though. I think they can beat the Texans. That'll be the one team that beats the Texans once. They'll sweep the Jaguars and they'll probably split with Tennessee. So that's already 4 wins. And they have to get 4 more.
Yeah, I just don't think they can do it.
All right, Raiders 7.5, same thing.
Over.
Over?
The Raiders, dude. You have.
Oh yeah,
you have the next
I agree.
best-
I agree with you.
You have the next best
Geno,
tight end in Brock Bowers. He's going to be the best tight end maybe ever by the end of his career. I think. I mean, he's at least the next Kelsey. I mean, nobody's putting up those kind of numbers in 1 year as a tight end first year. I mean, he's a difference maker. And
Yes.
now you have Gentry, who's going to be a good running back.
Yes. Geno Smith.
Running backs are not hard to draft. They almost always, if they're good, they almost always end up being good. It's not like drafting a quarterback. Gentry's going to be pretty good, at least pretty good in my opinion, as long as he can stay healthy. And who's it, Geno?
Yeah.
And Geno, I mean, listen, Geno's going to have his games where he's just an absolute problem and he throws it away and he fucking costs you a game.
Then he's gonna look like the best player in the world.
And then he's also going to have games where he wins, so where he turns it up, and that's just how it is. And he'll get close to 500.
Their receiving core is very interesting.
Yeah, he'll get close to the 500.
Who's their receivers? I know they have like Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, they got
Who the
Brock
fuck
Bowers.
is that? Yeah, that is technically a receiver actually. What the fuck is that depth chart look like? That is a depth chart that I will be looking at. at some point in the near future. I believe the next team was the Jets, and that was like 5.5.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 5.5.
I'm going to go over because I think their offense is going to be okay. The wide receiver room stinks, at least for now, it looks like. But they're going to be a run-heavy team. They have Justin Fields who can run, Breece Hall, Braylon Allen. They're going to be running with Justin Fields and 2 running backs in the backfield. They're going to be running option plays where it pretty much is 3 running backs, it's going to look like. And that's very hard to cover. And the defense is going to be good again. I mean, the defense has been good for a while, and Aaron Glenn comes from a defensive background. There's no reason why the Jets aren't going to be one of the best defenses in the league, as they have been for past 4 years maybe at this point. And they're going to keep that going. And, are they going to – where do I put them? Probably at 7. I think they win 7. I think they'll split with the Patriots, split with the Dolphins, they'll lose to the Bills twice, although for some reason the Bills find a way to always lose at MetLife. So who knows, that might happen again. But
you never know.
Yeah. So they're going to go probably 2-4 in the division. And, they'll muck up wins here and there, and they'll win some of those close games, and then – they'll win maybe some of those garbage time games at the end of the season. They'll get 6-7. At best. I mean, if the Jets season, the ball bounces. That's the thing with football is 50% of games end by 1 score, and a lot of times that 1 score is part of its luck, part of its coaching. And if Aaron Glen's a good coach, and the ball bounces their way, at best they're going to get 9 wins. And at worst, I think they end up like a 4. At worst, I think they end up like a 4 or 5 win team. So I think they have a higher ceiling than a lower floor compared to the over/under. So I think it's a better bet to bet 6, that they'll get 6, 7.
I could see them getting 6. I could go over there. I just think the run game and defense alone is going to be good enough to buy you 4 wins.
Yeah.
At least. So I think 6 is pretty
And then,
good.
you never know. The ball bounces your way. And
It's -1. The over is -170 though. So they're pretty much like that is heavily favored towards getting 6 wins. So I would just that one's just to stay away. Titans over 5.5. That one's also -170. I could see them scraping up 6. They're gonna beat the Jaguars at least once.
I'm gonna go under just to be against you, but I think it's gonna be either 5 or 6.
It's crazy. I think they're gonna get 6.
Maybe even 4. The thing with the Titans is
that team was already.
Cam Ward could be a pretty good quarterback in his first year, but the team around him still kind of just stinks.
See, I disagree there. Their defense was ranked. Their defense was ranked number 2 in the league by the end of the season last year, which was great. Their run defense was it was kind of a problem, but they just they drafted well. They drafted another O-lineman. They brought in Tyler Lockett. They still have Calvin Ridley. They have depth on the receivers. They have Tony Pollard. You still have Tajay Spears. If Cam Ward is average, that team's gonna win 6 games. Will Levis literally single-handedly lost them like 4 games. We literally watched Will Levis throw away 3 games in the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah, but
that team was awful. It was terrible. It was special.
What were they ranked number 2 in on defense though?
Pass defense.
Yeah, but you got to be able to stop the run. I think there's just so many holes in that team that any above average team, as long as they have a good coach, should be able to pick holes. And again, we don't know what Cam Ward's going to be. I mean, a lot of guys, even if they end up being good, most quarterbacks are not Joe Burrow. Most quarterbacks can't come out of the first league of the NFL and even be average. A lot of times they're below average. And some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time started out below average. Some of them didn't even play. Patrick Mahomes didn't play his first year. Tom Brady didn't play his first year. I'm actually in the camp that it's better to sit them. But in Cam Ward's case, I mean, you don't really have a fucking choice at this point. But I think they should be iffy. If he's playing really bad and he gets down on his confidence, take him out for a game or 2, let him build his confidence back up. Because you don't want to break a guy within the first year, because it can happen, especially when they're on a team that's not great and an offensive line that's questionable. It's new coverages they're going to see. This is not college football anymore. And who knows? Cam Ward might be like Joe Burrow and he might come out, but 90% of guys, even the guys who end up good, usually aren't. And that's why I've never been in the camp that you start your quarterback off rip unless if you absolutely fucking have to, which the Titans are in that spot where they absolutely fucking have to, unfortunately. But, you never know. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. He might have a shit first year and he might come back strong the second year. There's things to learn. It's a new coaching staff, if I'm correct. right? Or no?
Same coaching staff.
Same coach staff, but was it a new GM?
Yes.
New GM, okay. So we'll see. It's first year. I'm gonna go under just because I think they're gonna be around that 4 to 6 mark, and he's going over, and it's right there. So I'll hit the under just to be on the opposite side. But other than that, I mean, we have to wait and see. I'll be cheering for Cam Ward though. I've liked what I liked him in college, and I liked what he had to say so far.
He is the definition of a fucking dog.
Yeah, he's a football guy.
Literally
too.
0-star recruit, a football guy. All he cares about is the game. All the post game interviews. There was a post game. I love that. I love when he was picking Shador apart. That shit's so great.
When Shador was like, "You don't have any other hobbies like football."
I'm a football player. He was like, I want people to look me up and know as a football player. I don't want people to know me as anything else but a great football player. And then there was a interview with Brian Callahan, the head coach of the Titans, and this just shows Cam Ward's like tenacity. Like he was talking shit while Callahan's calling the plays to him.
Yeah.
And Callahan literally, he was like, "Do you want me to stop and wait for you or something?" And Cam Ward's like, No, coach, I hear you. I hear everything. And he'll talk shit throughout the entire play call, everything Callahan's saying, and then go in the huddle and recite the play flawlessly and not miss a beat. Brian Callahan said that's one of the most impressive things he's seen from a quarterback in his entire years of coaching. And he coached Joe Burrow in that rookie season where he started. Remember that, because Brian Callahan was their offensive coordinator, personal offensive coordinator for Joe Burrow. So yes, he didn't start him, but he was also the one calling the plays. Mac.
So yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see. I'm cheering for the guy, but I mean, this with the rookie quarterback, any kind of rookie quarterback, it's always wait and see these guys. I'm cheering for him, but we gotta wait to see what he's got on the field. Next.
Whoa. That's it.
We went through every team. No way.
Hold on. Yeah, that was all of them. It looked...
No Green Bay. No Chicago.
Wait, hold on. That was AFC. We're in the NFC now.
There we go.
Eagles, 11.5.
Over.
Yes. Commanders, 9.5. Over.
Over.
We're going to rapid fire the NFC. Detroit Lions, under 10.5. Maybe not. I'm gonna rock the under there. I think they slide through. No, they're a 12-win team. They're a 12-win team. Yeah. 10.5 Niners.
Over.
I'm gonna go under. I think they're 10-7. Rams 10.5.
Under.
I agree. Tampa Bay 9.5. Over is plus 100. I think they can win 10. They have a tough.
I'm gonna go over. I'm not huge on Todd Bowles, but
I think they can.
Todd Bowles is not bad at winning close games, and
I'm also huge on Baker Mayfield. Yeah. I'll go over there. 9.5 for the Packers.
Over.
I love Jordan Love, man. I'm
not huge on Jordan Love. But
I'm
I don't
a
mind
big
him
Jordan Love fan. And I like Josh Jacobs a lot.
He's good, but I don't think he's great.
Bears 8.5.
Under.
I hate the Bears.
They'll end up with 5 or 6.
The over for the Vikings is 8.5, and it's plus 125.
It all depends on what you feel at JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy, though.
I'm gonna go. It's so tough because their division's so tough, and it's hard picking all of them over because I don't know if the math will add up in the end. But I got to go over just because I liked JJ McCarthy in college, and a lot of people shitted on that pick, and I really don't know why. I mean, it was kind of like the Bo Nix thing. It's like, yeah, Bo Nix, not the greatest arm. He doesn't have all the greatest talent. But more often than not, the guys without the greatest talent usually end up being better than the guys with the fucking talent in these days for some reason. So
you'll blindly take J.J. McCarthy to win 9 wins over Cam Ward winning 6 in a worse division?
J.J. McCarthy has a much better team around him. Far better. You're talking D to C versus like a B around him. I trust him. It's not even J.J. McCarthy as much as trust it, especially the coaching. Especially the coaching. I mean, the coaching is. I mean, Brian Callahan, we don't know. I mean, but the Vikings coach he's a sure thing. I mean, he's a good coach. He wins games. He's proved it time and time again.
Seahawks, 8.5.
I'm big on Sam Darnold, but the team sucks, so I'm gonna go under.
I'm gonna go under just because they have no receivers. I don't even think they have. Who's their run game? Oh, Kenneth Walker. I'm
yes,
stupid.
Kenneth Walker. Which he's good. But
Yeah, I'm stupid. Cardinals 8.5. I'm going under. I
Under.
hate the Cardinals. I'm not a fan of Kyler Murray at all.
I don't mind Kyler Murray, but
I
they
think
ain't
that's
winning.
an under, but I think you see a crazy season from Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, that's another team that's just not there yet. If they keep drafting well, they'll be there in a year or two.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Watch it.
They need a couple, one more or two more good drafts, and they'll be
Honestly, a future bet for us to look at might be Marvin Harrison Jr.'s receiving yard total.
He'll get over 1,000.
You think so? He looks huge this year, dude. He looks.
He'll get 1,000.
Falcons 7.5. I'm gonna go under.
Under. Michael Penix. It really. I'm not huge on him. It really. See, the problem with all these
That
over-unders,
entire team is a question
so much
mark,
depends
though.
on how you feel about the
new quarterback.
quarterbacks, and a lot of these guys. It's all.
Because there's quite a few new
You could
quarterbacks.
say all you want, like, oh, Michael Penix is gonna be the best. Who knows?
Sorry,
how could you possibly know? Same with like Cam Ward. Like, you like what you see from him, but you never know. Like the guys, a lot of the times, the guys you really like what you see end up being nobodies, and the guys you fucking hate end up being great. Trying to predict who's gonna be a good quarterback is a science that doesn't exist. It's the one thing that drives the NFL insane because it's a math equation that is impossible. It just doesn't exist. You can't predict it. You have ways to predict probability being a slightly higher they'll be good, but you can't predict that they'll be good. It's impossible. So, so much depends on the quarterbacks, and it's tough. It really is tough to do this. But we're gonna have to do it again as the season nears, but that'll be in a couple months, and we'll have to compare it to what we said here.
There's no
And
way
how the over-under
There's
shaped
no way the Cowboys are a 7.5.
Yeah, they're over. They ain't winning no fucking 7 games. They'll get 8 or 9.
Panthers 6.5. Over.
I like Bryce Young. I think he came a long way. But I'm not sure about the wide receiver they got out of Arizona, so I'm going to go under.
I'm over.
I'm not sure how much if he's even really going to be a great player or not.
You still got Xavier LeCue. You have McMillan now. You also still have
McMillan.
old,
I
you still
don't
have
know
old
about him.
fuck Adam Thielen, and they have Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks. They had decent offensive line, and Bryce Young really was stepping up at the end of the season. So I think they get 7.
The problem is they could get 6 and it'll be a good season. Like they're not like anything more than 6 is like that's past expectations. Like they're not anywhere near no one who's a fan of the Carolina Panthers, except if you're fucking delusional, is being like, oh, they could make the playoffs. Like it's just not happening.
I think they can get 7 wins though. I think it's in the realm of
It's
possibilities.
It's possible. It is very possible.
I'm very
like
7 high on
wins,
Bryce Young. That's all it is. I'm extremely high on Bryce Young.
Yeah, we'll have to
Doesn't
see.
matter how great the receiver is. If the quarterback can put in his mitts every time and make it undroppable, then you could have Adam Thielen going for 1,000 yards. Like there's shit like that.
We'll
But
see.
Giants 5.5.
Adam Thielen ain't good for no 1,000, but you can put it on the same team as fucking Tom Brady and 1,000 at this age. But I see what you're saying. Who is it? Giants?
5.5.
Oh, they're under. They have the hardest fucking schedule in the league. And I love their draft. Their draft was just insanity. Abdul Carter is going to be a staple there. I fucking hate that he went to the Giants, my crosstown rivals. Abdul Carter is going to, he's going to be one of the best defensive linemen / outside linebackers in our generation. Yeah, maybe ever when the time's said and done. And so, they're going to take a huge step up, but they have such a hard schedule. And what Dayball are you going to get? Are you going to get Dayball, who first year looked like he was the best coach in the NFL? Or are you going to get the last 2 years or so where he's giving non-fucking answers to the media? They had games where they're like, oh, Daniel Jones didn't play because Dayball didn't know he was cleared by the doctors. That's the fucking press release you're giving out? That makes him look like a retard. Because how does the head coach not fucking know that his fucking starting quarterback is injured or not? That doesn't make any sense. So, is he going to give non-answers? Are we getting, good Dayball? Are we getting bad Dayball? My guess is bad Dayball. And the season's going to take a bad turn in the beginning anyways, because how hard that schedule looks like, as long as those teams actually show up. So, yeah, under 4 wins.
There was one more. Oh yeah, the Saints. Last one was the Saints. 5.5.
Over.
Under.
I'm going to go over.
Under. Dude. How do you have them winning 6 games? They're worse than the Titans, and they're gonna have Tyler Show or Spencer Rattler starting.
I've been huge on Tyler Show since the beginning. I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft class.
That's crazy that you have them winning more games than the Titans. That just doesn't make sense. Their team is so much worse.
It's not.
It just is.
I would say it's similar. I would say it's very similar as far as skill. The Titans like they got good blocks at every corner, but in the middle they're weak. It's any good team. Like I've seen plenty of Jets teams like that. You know, you have good pieces here and there, but at the end of the day, where do you win football games? You win it in the trenches, and and people find underwhelming spots on your defense or underwhelming spots in your offense, and they attack it, and that's ultimately. In a league like the NFL, it's not based on who has the most superstars. It's who has the most complete team. And that's the difference between winning teams and losing teams.
Yes, but the Saints are just never getting the ball down the field.
I mean, we'll see. I really believe in Tyler Show, especially if he starts. I was very high on him. I thought he was
Who's he
best.
throwing? Who is he going to throw to?
I believed he was the best quarterback in the draft class. I have no idea what's going to go on with fucking Olave. But he might get injured again. If he gets injured, then we're in real trouble there. But, yeah, I mean, they got Olave still. I mean, that's someone that's obviously, of course, a great player. So they have Cam Akers. So I mean, the running game isn't gonna be great. I mean, I'm sure their fucking offensive line is questionable from what I remember seeing. But to be honest, most NFL teams are one injury away from their season falling apart because they have no offensive line depth. That's the one thing I could say about the Jets I really like is they have offensive line depth that most even good teams do not have.
Yeah, we're talking about the Saints. Fuck the Jets right now.
Well, what I'm saying is, I think the Saints, if Tyler Show ends up being like I said, like some people don't. You don't know. Like, I mean, for me, I evaluate quarterbacks differently than the next guy. What do I look for? I look for winning ability, close game ability in college, and experience. And Tyler Show has a lot of that. So I really liked him coming out of college. I thought he could become. I thought if he didn't get injured, I thought he would have been in the first round. And he jumped plenty of spots that most people thought. A lot of people had him going into the draft due to injuries. Very, very light. He reminds me of Chad Pennington, who was an injury risk for the Jets, and he ended up being one of the best Jets quarterbacks of all time, even though he kept getting injured in the NFL. But he still ended up being a really good quarterback in the NFL, despite all his injuries before the NFL and NFL. That's my comparison for Tyler Show is Chad Pennington. Drafted the year I was born, actually, too. So... yeah, I'm gonna go over on the Saints. I think if Tyler shows what I think he could be, and I like the coaching, so we'll see what happens with them. I mean, these teams are so. Again, can you win the close game? That's the question. Who do I like to win those close games? Can they? And I'll pick the Saints to win a few of those. All right, is that all of them?
Yeah, it's all of them.
All right, that is all of them. Then what's before we go, we'll just skip entertainment of the week. We'll do that next week, because we're a little late. Going into Friday, we are doing a live show, a live gambling show. Please gamble responsibly. I'll be live for the PFL Supercard, where my pick of the week is live, but also I'll be betting the card throughout the night. I'm sure Frappuccino Nick and Brady will be jumping in here and there. I think before the show, maybe we'll do some talking on previews for the UFC, and then I'll live stream most of not the card, that's illegal. I'll be live streaming my reactions and what I'm betting throughout the night while we watch. So that's something to look forward to Friday night, starting probably around 4 to 5 p.m. We'll have a post on when that's going to start going forward, and sorry for the late episode, everybody. But
yeah, looking at the Saints schedule, they only have like 5 winnable games. They're not even in like half of these.
You get it's so early, man. You're getting
They're-
crazy with it.
No, they're not gonna. They can't compete with the Chargers. Can't compete with the Broncos. They're not gonna be able to compete with the Niners. Bills, no. They're not gonna be able to compete with the Buccaneers.
That's not true.
I don't think it's no. They can't. Not with the Rams.
Buccaneers are they're right now. Their over unders at 9.5, and I took the over at 10 wins. But that's almost that's only 3 more wins than 500.
No.
That's not a not beatable game.
The Saints are not that good.
I mean I agree, but I'm taking them to win 6 games.
That's a lot for them.
Well, I mean I disagree. I like the coaching. I like the quarterback. I value.
You don't even know what quarterback's starting yet.
No, we don't. But
So,
I'm picking
that's
Tyler
just-
Show to start. I mean, that's who I think is going to end up winning the job. And again, I had him as my top quarterback in the draft. I think if anybody in this draft, if I had to pick one guy who I think will be in the league playing in 10 years, it's going to be Tyler Show. That's my pick right there. He's my guy. Okay. Back to what I was talking about. Live stream Friday, PFL card. I will not be live streaming Saturday UFC. I got shit to do. Go watch it on your own. Be a great card too. But PFL should be a lot of fun. I'll be gambling. Come join, gamble with me. I'll have picks for every fight. We'll have my pick of the week on there. Before the PFL, we'll talk some boxing. Going into the Jake Paul fight, we got some more Manny Pacquiao news and some more UFC news to get into there. And anything that happens before that, I'm pretty sure the Pacers game will be over by then too. So we'll know if they're in, out, Game 7, not Game 7. We'll figure it the fuck out. This has been episode 3 of the Basement Banter podcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching.